Good morning guys, welcome back to my allotment diaries and to my garden diaries. Happy Sunday. Thank you for tuning into my video. As always, if you're new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button now. So you join me today on the way to the garden centre. I'm going specifically to look for some plants to go in front of that Clematis montana in my garden because the bottom of the plant is too exposed at the moment. It likes the roots to be in the shade and the top of the plant to be in the sun. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm also looking for a few pots. I've repotted a few things in the garden and they need bigger pots. So that's the game plan. Whether we stick to the game plan or not is debatable. We don't know what we're going to find there. So come with me, I'll show you around the garden centre and let's see what we can find. I wonder if a hydrangea might work in front of the clematis because they like shade and it is quite shady on that side of the fence. Perhaps I should get a hydrangea. Yeah, I quite like these. Let's get one of these.
Yeah.
This is really pretty. I like the colour of the leaves of this one. This is a Unimis extravaganza. This is quite nice. God, I would love to get a wisteria, and at the moment, because I'm assuming flowering season's over, they are on offer, so you can save £5 on them. These are beautiful. Where could I put this though? You know, I actually could. There is somewhere I could actually put that. Should I just go for it? In the climbers area now, so this is all the clematis and all the climbing plants. I'm not sure I need any more climbers right now, but I do love them. I do love using the fence space in my garden because I think it's just great to utilise all the space you can. Great time of year to buy yourself a clematis because they are all in flower, so you can actually... That's massive, that flower, isn't it? Look at the size of that. That's as big as my hand. But yeah, all the flowers are out so you can actually see what they look like. Some patio standard roses here, $54.99, quite expensive, but these are really good in pots on your patio, so if you've only got a small space you can still grow yourself some lovely roses. And look, again, they're starting to flower so you can really see what they're going to look like. That is actually gorgeous. I wish it wasn't £54. Oh, what a lovely colour. This is their vegetable section. It's quite reasonable too for £12 and you do get quite big plants for them. These are, I think, courgettes. So if you haven't grown anything, you can always pop to your garden centre and pick some up. Obviously always going to be cheaper to grow from a seed. 3 for £10.50 for these, and I said I was going to buy all my brassicas this year from plug plants because it's so much easier. So I might grab a few of these. 3 for £10, okay. Oh, this one is good. Cauliflower Romanesco, that's my favourite. Sold as plug plants. Brilliant. Right, on the hunt for pots now. That's what I need. I need a few big pots. These are plastic. I'd rather not get plastic if I can help it. I need at least 2, as big as I can get them, for as least money. Oh my gosh, these are the cutest things. Little bird boxes. I love them. Right, I seem to have hit Pot City now. These are really nice. These pots, I absolutely love these. If I won the lottery, because they are quite pricey, if I won the lottery I would only have these pots. I absolutely love them and the colours are just gorgeous. But we haven't won the lottery yet, so we have to stay within budget. Ooh, half price. Okay, not bad, not bad. What are these lovely terracotta ones? These are my favourite. Oh, £50. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. We might have to go plastic, you know. You know what, I wanted to make a few little areas for bees to come and be able to drink, and I saw someone do this great trick with one of these little, this is like the base of a pot, and you sort of balance it on top of a little pot and put some rocks in it. I think I'm going to try and do this in my garden. I might get a couple. $1.99 for this. So we get a couple of these, and then what we need is some really small pots that will balance on. So this is the trick I've seen. I think I've seen it on TikTok. You put a pot like this, and then you balance that on the top, and you put some rocks in and some water, and it makes a really nice little bee drinker. Bee drinker? Bee fountain. Bee water drinking place. But it looks super cute. Alright, I'm going to make some of these. Wow, look at all the nasturtiums. So many nasturtiums. These are so easy to grow from the seed though. How much are they selling them for? $5.99. God, I could sell loads of mine. Mine just self-germinate. Right, I did go for a hydrangea, so a lot of my garden is quite shady, and I thought this would be perfect for the shady areas. I've also gone for another geum. I have got a geum in my garden already, and I wanted a friend for him, so that I think plants look better in pairs or threes. Somebody said threes. I think I had a second one, but I think it died. But you can see over there the little pop of orange, that is my second geum. Another thing I love about geums is that the slugs and snails tend to leave them alone, so they're just excellent growers in any garden. Did get some little brassicas for the allotment plot, so I've gone with a Romanesco cauliflower, some sweet stem broccoli, and another broccoli, Marathon F1. Also picked up some French marigolds. Grabbed myself a wisteria as well. I've always wanted one of these, and I'm thinking it's going to go here behind the tree and grow up on this fence to kind of give us a bit of privacy here, but we will have to see later on. And also picked up one of these, which is a Euonymus extravaganza, otherwise known as a spindle tree. These are quite good as hedging. I actually thought it'd be quite good here, and I can sort of build it up by the side of my planter, but I will talk more about where they're going to go later on. The weather is just getting worse and worse, so we're going to leave it there today and come out again when it finally clears up, and then we'll do all that lovely planting. Right, let's get inside. Oh wow, the weather is so different than what it's been recently, in the last few days even. It's absolutely crazy today. It's overcast, it's windy, the temperature is definitely lower. But we have some plants to plant outside, and that's what we're going to do. It's May Bank holiday. I'm in my old clothes today just because it's not a very nice day and I feel like wrapping up nice and warm in something nice and cozy. The weather's miserable, but you know what, I'm British and it's bank holiday weekend and I'm going to do some gardening anyway. So let's go and see where we're going to put those plants in. So the reason that I brought new plants in the first place is because of this plant here, Clematis montana, whose bottom is in the sun, and it doesn't like that. It wants the bottom in the shade, the top in the sun, so we need to put something in front of it. What are we thinking of that then? The reason I'm thinking the hydrangea is because this is quite a shady border, and I know hydrangeas quite like the shade. Then we've got the hedging bush next to it, and then another geum. Are the geums too close together though? Is that too close for two plants that are the same? I'm not sure. No, maybe it is okay actually. Maybe it does work. Yeah, because it's like a repeated pattern. Alright, let's get them in. So with the wisteria, it needs to go on this side of the garden because this is the side that gets the most sun, and it needs sun in order to flower. So I'm thinking here behind the tree, going right up onto this fence and then giving us a little bit of coverage over the top of the fence here. I think it should work here because it is, like I said, quite a sunny position. Obviously it needs something to grow up as well, some kind of trellis on this side of the fence to cling on to, and I've got this. This is something that I brought from my allotment plot, so if you watch my allotment diaries you might have seen it before. It was £10, so about £9.99, from a local garden centre, Blue Diamond Garden Centre to be specific for you, and I got 2 of them. And I used them as fences at the front of my plot. Unfortunately, they just keep falling over. The fox doesn't like them very much. He keeps pushing them over. So even when it's not windy, they're falling down. So what I did when I went to the plot the other day and had fallen down again for the 15th millionth time, I decided to bring them home to the garden, and we're going to use it as a trellis for the wisteria, and the other one as trellis is somewhere else. So that's what we're going to put onto the fence here. Right, so let's get this out of the way. You wait over here for a minute, mate. That's it. The drill doesn't have a battery in. That would be really helpful to have a battery in the drill. Let me just go put one in. Right, let's try this again with a battery. Yep, that's pretty smart across the fence. Is it straight? You know what? You won't be able to tell when it starts growing. You won't be able to tell if it's straight or not. It's okay if it's a bit off, it's fine. Right, we are going to have to move some of this out the way because it's in the way. But that's okay because it's for the greater good. Sorry guys. I mean, these forget-me-nots are almost finished anyway, and the tulips here didn't really do that great. In fact, I could dig them up and just move them. Oh no, are you kidding? I've just sliced the bulb in half. Alright, we'll have to just get some more tulips then. Oh, that's so annoying. What I'll do is I'll break the roots on the sides, and that's because the last plant I planted that was really big, I didn't do this, and it was actually pot bound, and that's why it didn't take into the ground. And pot bound is basically when it gets used to being in a pot and the roots get kind of, they wrap themselves around and around and around because it's the only place they've got to grow. So when you put them in the ground, they almost don't realise that they've got more room. So that's when it becomes pot bound, and you've got to just break the roots gently, tease them out, then put them in the ground, and then sort of hope for the best. That way. Right. Oh gosh, I've always wanted to have a wisteria. I really hope this takes off. If I read the comments and everyone's like, it's not going to grow there, I think I might cry. And then I'd probably just pull myself together and move him. Because that's the beauty of plants, you can always move them. Oh guys, the sun has come out. I wasn't sure if we were going to get the sun in this vlog at all, but actually it's come out today. So I actually didn't go to the allotment this morning because the weather was so bad. It was so overcast and cold, and it looked like it was going to rain, so I was like, no, I'm just not going. But this afternoon, sun, blue skies, it's all happening. So I'm out in the garden. I'm going to repot some sweet corn. So I've been growing the sweet corn indoors. This is going to go in, you know the new raised bed that's next to my greenhouse? It's going to go in there. It's a smaller variety of sweet corn, and I wish I could tell you what variety it was, but I watered the label, the plant label, which are wooden, and it's just washed away. So I have absolutely no idea what the variety is called, but hopefully it will be nice. It's just a little bit shorter, so it'd be really good in that bed. Right, so when you're doing this job, the trick is not to overthink it. Don't get panicky, you know, just relax. Just dig them out, put them in their new pot, and you know what, if they die, it's their fault. It's not your fault, it's their fault. Right, oh God, their roots are so intertwined together. They just want to be mates forever, but you know what, guys? You can't be. In you go, mate, in you go, in you go, in you go. In you go, all of you. That's it. It's quite a nice day for repotting things, actually. It's quite a nice repotting day because it's not warm and it's a little bit windy, so it's nice just to be able to sit here and repot stuff, you know. It's going pretty well so far as well, I have to say. It doesn't normally go this well for me. It's excellent. New little plastic greenhouse there, that was actually gifted to me by Diaries. I'm working with them on Instagram at the moment, and they sort of gifted me a few gardening things. So if you're wondering where that's suddenly come from, that's where it's come from. It's very handy, it's just very, very big. Wasn't expecting it to be so big, but I am actually using it quite a lot. Right, I've got a new little box here of Seed Crafter sent me. So this is like a seed subscription service you sign up for. They give you seeds every month, and they've actually given me some really good seeds this month that I actually really want to sow. So, already got those. Already grown that. Purple sprouting broccoli and Brussels sprouts. So I'm going to sow them into some seed trays and prick them out. I know I said that I was going to buy all of my brassicas from Plug Plant, and I have actually already brought some from Plug Plant. I think it's so much easier, but as I've got the seeds, I might as well whack them in. Do you know what I mean? Right, there we go. So we've got our seed tray. What we'll do, I always say this, but especially if you're sowing small seeds, pour them into your hand first. I think I just lost a couple then, but that's okay, it doesn't matter. And then scatter them, because you have more control than doing it from the pack. And that is absolutely a fact. That is a fact of gardening. That's a gardening fact, that is. I always like to pretend I sow thinly and then just whack on about 1 million more, especially when I turn the camera off. When I turn the camera off, about 1 million more seeds go into the ground, guys. I hope you do know this. There we go. Cover them all over, pat them down, hope for the best. These are my courgettes here, which will be going out very, very soon, probably next week. They're looking really good. I don't know if the slugs will get them before I do, but we'll see. I have some sunflowers here, which I do need to plant out today because they are looking really sad in these tiny pots. And then here I've sown some lettuce, and I'm trying to get it as big as possible before I plant it out in the allotment so the slugs don't get it before me. But I don't know if it's going to make it or not because they're just looking a bit sad in here. Maybe I should just get them out sooner rather than later. But right now, we're going to do our sunflowers. Would it be wrong to put a couple of sunflowers in this planter? I don't think so, actually. Let's put a couple in here. Everything in this planter is doing so well. Nothing's been eaten by slugs, even the dahlias. I mean, it's amazing. You know what? Yeah, we are gonna. Right, I can hear the bees buzzing around me. They're very busy, so I thought it would be a good idea to make my little bee drinking fountain, water fountain. Not sure what it's called. Anyway, you saw me pick up a couple of these pots. These were $1.99, and got a couple of little saucers with it which were 99p. So this is how we're going to make the little water fountain for bees. Right, I've heard the bees buzzing around here for ages, so I know that they're here. So this is an excellent place to put their little fountain. It's really not rocket science. You don't need a tutorial on how to do this, but put a little saucer on top like that. Into the saucer goes some rocks. And some rocks like this. This is so they don't drown in it, and they should be able to get the water okay. And then we'll just fill it with water. And I have to say, not only is that obviously really useful for bees, they can come and land on the rocks and get a little drink, it actually looks super cute as well. It's not like an invasive thing in your garden. As sometimes I find with these, you know, bird baths and things, they're like bright colours, and they sort of look a little bit naff in the garden. But this, I think this looks really cute, really nice. Here, this edging looks a bit messy, doesn't it? It's sort of, it's straight here, and then I don't really know what happens, so I think I'm going to try and neaten it out a little bit. Little rescue helicopter going across. I'm always having to pause for helicopters and aeroplanes to go over, and trains. Right, I think he's gone. Yeah, I think I'm going to edge it a little bit, and I know it will bring the bed out quite a lot, but you know what? It's a good excuse to get some more bedding plants for this year. Yeah, that'd be really nice. What's happening to the hydrangea? Have I just not watered it enough? I think it's just not enough water. I think because the weather's been quite warm, I've underestimated it because it's a new plant. It needs a lot more watering. Oh, please let that just be it, please. See if I've got a straight edge or not. So I just like to play it risky, you know. I like to have fun. Don't like to measure it with string and stuff. Right, that's a bit better now. Can you see what I mean? You see how much better that looks? It's just neater, it's just more together. And then what I can do for this year, because these plants here will get very big, but not yet. so I can get some little bedding plants and put them along the front just to add a bit of colour and interest. Hey, I see one thing about me is I will always find an excuse to buy more plants. There will always be an excuse I can find, I tell ya. Okay, good. Right, well, I'm going to leave it there today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this little gardening vlog. Let me know what you think about my little Sunday vlogs. I am quite enjoying filming them, to be honest. It's nice just to potter about in the garden and just be able to whip out the camera and just film a few clips here and there and just see the process and stuff and the progress that I'm making over the weeks. It's just nice. It's kind of like relaxed, you know? Like, the whole goal of my garden is to make it look pretty, and that's just something I can definitely get on board with. Like, I'm really enjoying it. So I hope you are too. If you are, do subscribe to my channel. I will be back again at the allotment plot tomorrow, but I'll be back in my home garden next Sunday, 9 AM. So I will see you there. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.